In this video, we have a lot of ground to cover and lots of different ways we are going to be stretching out the hamstrings. We're going to start with a warm-up. So these are just known as torso twists or a knee twist. So lying on your back with your heels spread apart, you simply just twist from one side to the other. We're warming up the lower back. We're warming up the legs and just introducing that elasticity that we want to bring back into the hamstrings. It's a great way to get blood flowing. And now we're just going to bring the knees to the chest. Try to keep the knee at a 90-degree angle if you can. And go at a comfortable pace for you. If at any point in time you feel my pace is too fast, that's the beauty of doing this at home. You can slow it down, pause the video, get a drink when you need to. You can really make it your own. Now cross your ankle over your knee and bring your knee towards your chest and then let it fall outward into a figure 4 stretch and continue this pattern. What we're doing is we're working hard to really work all angles of the hamstrings attachment right into the sit bones. Switch sides and do the other one. If at any point in time you feel any sort of sharp pain or discomfort, please try to readjust and really pay attention to what I'm doing. And if that still doesn't alleviate anything, be sure to email me or ask me questions to make sure that we are doing this properly. And now prepare to grab the back of your hamstring, straighten out your knee, and flex your foot. Do your best here. If you have a difficult time doing this, you can also use a towel, which I'll show you in a brief moment. So when you use a towel, you're going to be placing it, same thing, right behind your knee, over top your hamstring, and grasp it. And you can just straighten out your leg at whatever angle you can, what feels comfortable. If you feel any tingling or burning or numbness, just do your best to try to work through this. And what I mean by that is you should not have any sharp shooting pain. You might have a little bit of tinglingness, but if so, just either lessen the flexing of your foot, put it into more of a pointed position, or you can just not straighten your knee all the way and just warm up your nerve into this, because this also stretches and flosses the sciatic nerve in the back of the leg as well. And that's where you're feeling those symptoms. I even feel it too. All I ask is you just do your best. And make sure to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Again, go at a pace that is comfortable to you. If you feel you need to hold the stretches a little bit longer and not go as fast, you can do so. And now we're going to try to turn the leg outward. So this is where we're starting to get the other angles of the fibers of the hamstrings. So essentially you're going to cross your ankle over and keep that line. So essentially you want your toes to be pointing about 45-degree angles outwards. And again, do what you can. If the tingling or burning is too intense, just don't straighten your knee all the way, or point that foot instead of flexing it as I'm showing here. Just a reminder, you can also use that towel so your hip isn't as in great of a range of motion as mine. And now the other side. Figure 4, and really work to get that foot turned outwards. During this motion, we're working more of the lateral or the outside hamstring. For those who don't know, we actually have 3 hamstrings. And that's why it's important to perform these hamstring stretches in multiple different angles of the leg. That's what many videos on YouTube lack. And that's why we're trying to introduce all sorts of different variances for stretches so that we can really utilize the full stretch. And now we're turning the leg inwards. So see how now my toes are pointing towards. So I'm putting my heel outwards and my toes are coming towards the midline. If I were to draw a line right through my body, my toes are aiming towards that. Again, remember the variances. You don't have to point, or you can point your foot. You don't have to straighten your knee as much. When you can use a towel if any of this, of what I'm showing, is too intense for you at this point in time. But bear with yourself. Give yourself time. Be patient. You will improve. And angle those toes towards the midline. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. And what we're doing here as well is we're also activating those quad muscles every time we're doing this. And when you activate the opposite muscle to what we're trying to stretch, that actually further encourages the hamstrings, in this case, to relax. Now let's just give our quads a break, our hamstrings a break, and just resume back to dorsal twists or knee twists. Take this opportunity to breathe with your diaphragm, in through your nose, out through your mouth, and let your legs relax. You should really feel your legs warm at this point. And just a few more twists here. And just the last 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to be, again, stretching the hamstrings from a different angle. You can do this right beside a wall, or you can use a foam roller like I am. You can even use a chair, whatever you have, the edge of your bed even. And if you don't have a yoga mat or a carpet, you can put a towel right underneath your knees just to help protect them a little bit on any hard surface. So this is the trick here I want you to pay really close attention to. You're going to keep your back as straight as possible. Your spine is going to be completely in a line. So my head isn't looking up to the ceiling awkwardly. It isn't being tucked towards my chest. My back isn't arching either way. I'm staying nice and straight and then recovering. And we're going to go again, leaning forward, trying to go a little bit further this time by still keeping those same principles, keeping everything nice and straight. And now what I'm going to do is actually push my heel into the floor, and that is what's going to push me up. So what I'm doing is when I'm recovering, I'm imagining my hamstring contracting, and that is what's pushing me up. So leaning forward a little bit more, try to press right into the floor and push my torso up. If you need to put a towel under your other heel, you can do so. It might make it a little bit more comfortable, especially during this phase of recovery when you're pushing your heel into the floor using your hamstring to bring you back up. And if you lose your balance like I just did, just recover, reset, do what you can, and switch sides. So just for the purpose of the video, I didn't want this in front of me so you can see me better. I just turned, but you can still stay in that same position. Now again, keep your back nice and straight as you lean forward. Try to keep your knee straight, your ankle flexed. Hold for a few seconds. Breathe into the stretch here. And now press right into the floor. Contract that hamstring to make your body recover. Lean forward, and each time you roll forward, try to get an inch further. And push yourself back up. Really feel that hamstring contracting as you're recovering upwards. Lean forwards and push up. Lean forwards and push up. Lean forwards a little bit more if you can maintain good technique. If not, please just maintain with what you can. I want this to be about quality, not quantity. I'd prefer you to do a few good ones to as perfect as you can, as opposed to doing multiple bad techniques. We're going to switch things up and now have a seat on the floor. Try to keep the same positioning, your back nice and straight, your knees straight, ankles flexed, and rotate your legs inwards and outwards. Now we're starting to incorporate a dynamic movement of rotating our legs inwards and outwards. So we're combining everything we were just stretching to now make it a little bit more functional. So this is stretching all the ankles basically in one stretch. If you have a hard time leaning forward and you can barely get into this position, you can also put your hands behind your butt and lean against your hands, keeping your back as straight as you can while performing this. I am using my hands to help move my legs inwards and outwards. Ideally, your ankles can move inward and outwards, or your legs rather can move inwards and outwards the same each way. So now we're going to sit on the towel and we're going to use the hamstrings by digging in our heels to the ground. We're going to use our hamstrings to pull our bodies back and forth. Obviously, our hands are going to help to pull us back, but when we try to bring and slide our butt close to our heels, we are really trying to contract the hamstrings. If at any point you do get or feel like you're about to get a hamstring cramp, then you can stop this immediately. Otherwise, you can continue this because it's a really great exercise to bring blood flow to the area as we prepare to do one last stretch for the hamstrings. And after doing this, you should notice quite a bit of a difference here. Okay, so let's try this again. So see how I was able to easily lean a little bit more forward here? And you can even tuck down if you want, but I do recommend trying to keep your back nice and straight as best you can. And move your toes inwards and outwards. Try to move your legs inwards and outwards. Really keeping that back straight. And now pointing and flexing the feet. Try to go a little bit further down, keeping that back straight. Really reach. Just a few more and then we're done. All right. So congratulations on finishing this video for the first time, or for the 10th, 15th, 20th time. Congratulations. The more and more that you do this video, the more and more you will notice a difference. So flexibility isn't something that can happen even with doing it one time. It's something that takes persistence and consistency, but after a while you will start to notice the improvements in even things such as decreasing your lower back pain. It will help to improve knee pain. It will help to improve ankle stability, all sorts of different things. So if you have any comments for me, please leave that in the comment section below. If you have any requests for videos for me to release in the future, also leave that in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe, because once you do, you will be sure to be notified of any new videos that I release in the future, and maybe even one from a request that you made. Thanks for all your support.